if you sent coins to someone, right? And they're a business and you want to make sure they're a legit business.
If you liked this video, click below. And if you want to see more videos like this, click subscribe and then remember to click the little bell icon so you get notifications.
Hi guys, today we're going to go over how to use Etherscan. And this is going to be a superpower if you know how to use it correctly. So if you're new to crypto, you have all your coins on Coinbase, and you've never you've just set up your MetaMask and you're ready to do some transactions on Ethereum. This is where you want to be. Okay, let's dive into it. So the cool thing about Ethereum is every address, every address, every transaction, and every token, you can see exactly what's going on with it through Etherscan. So let me give you an example. In my own crypto wallet, I have an address, right? So if you haven't watched my MetaMask setup video yet, go ahead and watch that video to see how to set up your MetaMask. But you can see right here on the top, this right here is my Ethereum address, okay? And it's like your email address or your bank routing number. If you want to send something, if you want to receive something from a friend and your friend wants to send something to you, this is the place where they would send you. So I would click and copy this and I would go ahead and paste this right in. Notice how all addresses that are created in Ethereum start with 0x, okay? They start with 0x. So if you see these two, this 0x at the top of these strings of letters, that's either an Ethereum address or it's a token, smart contract, or a transaction, which I'll get into a little later. But for now, let's just check out this address. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to click it. Okay, and right here you can actually see the full history and address of everything that you sent and received and all the tokens that you have. And this is one of the benefits, but it's also one of the drawbacks of crypto. Okay, so the benefits are everything is public, right? If you sent coins to someone, right, and they're a business and you want to make sure they're a legit business, that they're not just going to go ahead and take the money, right? And you're curious about what other transactions they've done. Everything is public here on Etherscan. You can see right here. These are some of my own transactions, right? Right here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all transactions, right? And you can see it comes from here, right? 0x81. That's my own address. Starts at 0x81, ends with 7, right? And it goes from here to here, right? Here to, okay, not that one, but here, the 0x81 to here, right? And this is some of the places where I've received money from, crypto transactions that go in my way. You can see it starts from this address to this address, right? Which is my own personal address. So that's one of the things you can do with Etherscan. You can see who sent what to who, okay? And you can track these addresses and you can gather useful information, okay? And yeah, so that's a benefit. It could be a benefit because if you're using the information to help yourself, that's obviously something that's very good for you, right? But it's also a drawback because if you're sending something with Ethereum, okay, that transaction is publicly available. It's public information, right? Everything here is trackable and there's no privacy with it. So that's one of the drawbacks. A lot of people think cryptocurrencies are like really private and they're anonymous. Okay, they're really not. That's a misconception. If you're interacting on the blockchain, everything is actually, for the most part, the transactions are traceable, and you can see who sent what to who. Okay, so let's look at some of the other functionalities here. Okay, you can, so on Etherscan, right, that's just a transaction. So you can also see what tokens I have. So what do I actually have at this address? Well, you can see here I have a small amount of Ether. And you can also see here I have these ERC20 tokens in my wallet. Okay, I have a little bit of these tokens, right? Some of the tokens I bought, some of the tokens that were given to me for free. And yeah, all your holdings, everything that you have in your wallet, this is all of this is public. Okay, so that's addresses, right? So if you have an address, paste it in here and you'll be able to see. Now let's actually move on to transactions. So all transactions on Ethereum also come with the I think this is called a hash, right? Transaction hash, right? Exactly. So if you made a transaction, basically the record of that transaction is labeled with your hash. So if you click right here, this right here is the hash of a transaction, right? So let's say I sent money to my friend, okay? And let's do that with the MetaMask. So right here, I'm going to send. I'm just going to transfer between my accounts here. I'm not actually, let's actually send a small amount here. I'm just going to send 0.001 or 0001, 24 cents, right? Spend $1 on the transaction fee. I'm going to click next. So I'm transferring from this address to this address. Right, again, I'm transferring from this 0x81 to this other address I have right here. And if you don't know how to do this, make sure to watch my other MetaMask video on how to get set up and how to do transactions. But right here, I'm going to click confirm. Okay. And here on the activities, you can see right here. Okay. As soon as you click confirm, underneath activities, you're going to be able to see what's going on. See right here, it says send, and you'll be able to click it. And where do we find the transaction hash? It's actually right here. You just click this little box here, copy transaction ID. That's the transaction hash. That's the label of your transaction. Okay. You're going to click that, or you can click just view on Etherscan, and it'll pop you right in here. And what you want to look out for is that it says success. Okay. If it says success, that means your transaction went through. The other person received your money and it's no longer reversible. You can't change it. Now the block, this is basically this block confirmation, so it's a little bit more complicated to explain. It's not too necessary right now, but basically once your transaction is confirmed, okay, once your transaction is successful, you should have at least a few block confirmations. Okay. And basically the more time passes, the more block confirmations you're going to have. And the timestamp you see here is when this transaction occurred. You can see this transaction went through pretty quickly. And this is the from. So again, if you're thinking about this, if you're thinking about the email address analogy, this would be my email address and this would be the email address I'm sending to, right? So to bring it back to crypto, this is the sending address and this is the receiving address. This right here is what was sent, okay, 24 cents. And this right here is the transaction fee, $1.159, which if you're new to crypto, $1.59 for a transaction sounds like a lot, But believe me, these days for Ethereum, 159 is really, I'm surprised the fees are so low. A couple of days ago, this right here, this was easily $20 per transaction, which is crazy, but that's just how Ethereum works right now. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else here. And all of this is technical data, and you don't really need to worry about it. Okay, so when is this useful? This confirming your transaction is useful to prove to someone that you sent them their crypto. Okay, so let's say you are buying something. Okay, and you're buying shoes from a friend. Okay, you decide you're going to send money to his crypto address, and your friend is going to give you the shoes. Okay, and you send over this amount of money, right? And you send it to your friend. Your friend can't turn around and say, "Hey, you haven't sent me the money yet. I never got the money." Your friend can't say that because everything on Ethereum, it's public, right? You can see right here. It's verified by the blockchain that this transaction actually went through. So you have actual proof that your friend received the money, and you should, in return, be able to collect your shoes. Okay, and let's see one more thing. So the last thing that would be of interest, especially for crypto traders, people who are interested in buying and selling crypto tokens, is the token addresses. Okay, so let's go on CoinGecko for a second. CoinGecko. Let's go into random coin. I have JigStack right here. Okay, it's a coin. I don't recommend you buy this coin. It's just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so when you're buying a coin on the Ethereum network, right? So this coin is made with Ethereum, right? What's really happening is all the coins are smart contracts, okay? And all the smart contracts have a label on them, just like how wallets have a label and your transactions have a label, right? See right here? If you remember, go back to your MetaMask. Right here, your wallets have a label, your transactions have a label, right? And the things you're trading, they also have a label. See, it also starts with 0x. Again, that's how you know you're dealing with Ethereum right here. The 0x is the key. So what you're going to do, what you can do with these tokens is you can go ahead and check it out. So let's copy and paste this into here. Etherscan, right? So I copy and paste the label of this token. Okay. And you can see actually right here, I'm going to ignore the rest of these. And this JigStack right here, I think this right here should be the same. Okay, so good, exactly. So one thing you can do don't worry about this contract for now. Just what you want to do is you want to actually click this Etherscan link instead of copy and pasting the address, right? Because what I just opened here, this was the token contract. Okay, it's not the actual token. It's something that's a little different. Yeah. But what we want to do, okay, what we want to do is we want to go to the actual token. So if you look at the top, if you're looking at tokens, this URL at the top, it should say token and not address. Okay. So right here, notice how it says token. That means we're on the right page. And you can see right here, this is the token we're concerned about. And again, you can just access this page by clicking on the Etherscan right here. It takes you to the same page. JigStack token. Good. And so you're on the page. And what is this page actually good for? Well, right away, what you can see is the transactions that are made with this token. Okay, so who sent the tokens to who? Who owned this token? How did they own it? Where did they get the token from? Who did they send the token to? All of these questions you can answer by looking at the Etherscan right here. You can see this person sent some jig stack to this recipient. Okay, this, and you'll see most of these are Uniswap transactions, right? But right here, it says Uniswap because this is basically some Ethereum addresses. They have a name, okay, because they're used really often. So they have a name, and you can see it's the same thing, really. It's just it has a name on it. And you can see right here, again, this is a transaction where this person sent some tokens to this. And how much did they send? They sent 68,514 tokens. Okay. And if you were curious about this transaction, so what you can do is going back to what we went over, that every transaction has a label. You can go in here and you can just check it out. Take a look at this transaction. Okay, when did this transaction happen? Oh, look, it happened May 28th at this time. And you can see exactly what happened here. Okay. Okay. For crypto investors specifically, there's also more useful information that you can find right here. And this is, guys, if you don't use this, make sure to always check this from now on. You can actually check the holders of a token and see who owns how many tokens. So let's take a look. Okay, so it turns out one of these addresses owns 50% of the tokens, right? And, if you look at it, these are the kinds of things you can find. If this was a smaller project and they had no explanation for what this token address is, I would be very worried, okay? Why is one person holding all of the tokens right here? But because I know about this project a little bit, I'm going to say this is probably one of the developmental wallets. Okay, so this wallet is owned by the team and they use it for developmental purposes, most likely. Right, and you can see right here, again, this person owns 10%, 5%, 5%. Generally, again, you want to make sure that if people are owning large percentages of a token, you check it out and you make sure that you make sure you understand what exactly is going on here. Okay, so specifically for this address, I think this is the token. This is the team wallet. So I don't know if there's any indication that it is. Okay, so you don't know. I can't tell off Etherscan whether this is the team token address, but given that this is a large project and the information is all, I think it's listed on CoinGecko. It has a lot of other holders and it's listed on Uniswap and all of these other things. I think I can. The assumption I would operate off of is that this would be the team token wallet. I would also still, I would double check it just to make sense, just in case. If I were actually investing in it, I would double check that these amounts are legit. Okay. And you can actually probably also see my own address here. So, because I own some of these tokens. Okay. So what I can actually do as I can say. All right, so let's copy paste my address again. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to filter. So this right here, you can check if a specific address owns the token. Okay, filter by token holder. See right here, I got a small amount of this coin. And you can see these are my transactions. And it doesn't say how high you rank. Like, it doesn't say how high you rank in terms of how much of the token you own compared to other people. But I think this is useful information nonetheless. Okay, so again, to sum up, these are the 3 key functionalities. The 3 key things that you can do with Etherscan that I think are important for any person involved in crypto to know. So to recap, that is number 1, how to track addresses, right? How to know which addresses, how to know who owns what in crypto, and how to find out where they got their crypto from, how they're spending it, okay? And generally, what's going on with their wallet, okay? So that's the first thing I think is important. The second thing to recap is the transaction. And you want to know the transaction because you want to make sure that when you're sending money to people, the money is actually sent, right? And when you're receiving money from people, that the money you're receiving is actually being received by your wallet, right? And you want to check to make sure it's the correct amount and everything right here. And the third thing is tracking the token addresses. And you want to track the token addresses so you can see, what's going on with the token. What are the transactions that are going on with the token, right? What are the holders looking like? Is there one person that owns a lot of that token? Are there big holders in this token? And if there are, what's going on with the holders? Is it a team wallet? You want to find out. Oh, and one more thing that's very important. So you always want to, when you're buying and selling crypto, and you're buying something on the Ethereum network, right? Another benefit of knowing this token, another benefit of knowing this token address right here is to always make sure you're buying the correct token, okay? Because someone else can make a token just like Jigstack. They can make one, they can copy the website, they can change the name by 1 letter, and they can copy the logo, and they can copy everything, okay? But the only thing, if I were making a clone of this project to try to scam people into buying my fake Jigstack coins, right, instead of the real Jigstack right here, the only thing that I would not be able to copy, that I would never, ever be able to copy, because it would not be possible to do so, is this token address right here, okay? This cannot be copied, guys. If you are buying and selling a token on a decentralized exchange, if someone is sending you a token, right, always make sure, guys, always make sure that if it's a coin that's listed on CoinGecko, right, that you check it out. You check it out, right? For example, if it's Jigstack, you go in and you are, I'm not going to use Jigstack. Let's use another example. Let's say, let's find an Ethereum token right here. All right, I'm just going to use the Uniswap coin, right? If someone is sending you the Uniswap coin, okay, and you want to make sure it's the real Uniswap coin, that you're not being scammed and you're getting the real deal here. Again, all you have to do, check the Etherscan, right? click the Etherscan, go in, see what the token address is. See what the token address is. And once you see that this is the official Uniswap address, just make sure when people are sending you money, okay, for example, if I were to send an ERC20 token transaction, if I were to send an Ethereum token transaction, right here, I will click the ERC20 token transactions. Right here, you can see it's called Jigstack, right? If I click it in right here, okay, this is not Uniswap. If I click in Jigstack right here, this address, you'll notice that, see, it's the same. It should be the same as the Jigstack address from before. Let me just go back. So let me go back. Okay, Jigstack. Buying some Etherscan. Good. So you'll be able to see that the addresses match up. See right here, it starts with 0x1f, ends with 13. And this one ends with 13 as well. So that's how you know the token you received is the real, it's the real deal token. You're not getting a counterfeit. Okay, so that concludes this video. Good luck trading out here if you're trading. Good luck investing out here if you're investing. And if you're just having fun, keep having fun. And I will see you in the next video.
If you want to see more videos like this, click subscribe and then remember to click the little bell icon so you get notifications. Wintercoin, making crypto mainstream.